Hello, Internet. So I went to see one of my surgeons. It's been a long time since I have seen this particular surgeon, and it was mostly just to get caught up on where everything stands. It was a fairly unproductive conversation. It was basically just a review of everything that we've done thus far. She seemed quite encouraged by the fact that the radiation treatment kept my liver cancer from growing. But as I've said in previous videos, I kind of consider it not a victory. I consider it a stalemate. I was really hoping that the radiation treatment would just pound the hell out of that cancer, shrink it down some significant amount. So it just sort of kind of sticks in my craw that it wasn't as productive as I had hoped. But she seemed really encouraged by the results. And in a way, that encourages me too. We talked a little bit about, bathroom stuff, how I'm going and how often and so forth. And she seemed encouraged by my report on that. She said that she would get in touch with my other doctors, collaborate and listen. I have an appointment with the radiologist in July that I believe will determine whether or not I go through another round of radiation. It seems likely, since this last one didn't shrink it down at all. And that's really kind of it. Like I said, not the most productive of conversations, but it was necessary to touch base and figure out where everything is, and just to, let me know that things are still going on, that things are moving ahead. So that was good. In other news, a couple of things about the channel. Just in thinking about it, realized that a lot of what I have labeled as cancer vlogs have nothing about my cancer in them. And I feel like that's a little bit disingenuous. I want people, when they click on something that says cancer vlog, to be about my cancer. So what I'm going to do, it might take me a while to do this, I'm going to go back through all of my 100+ videos, figure out which ones have details specific to my cancer, and keep those. And the ones that don't have anything to do with my cancer or mention it only sparingly, I am going to label as just a personal vlog, and I'm going to make a separate playlist for those. So the videos aren't going anywhere. I'm just going to shuffle them around a little bit so that it's easier to tell when I'm actually going to talk about my cancer and when I'm just going to talk about me. Another thing that I would really like to do, I picked up a game through Steam called The Infectious Madness of Dr. Decker. And I have played a little bit of the game, and it is really interesting. The way it works, and I'm going to include a link to the trailer in the description of this video. The way that it works is that you play as the therapist for a series of patients who were formerly patients of Dr. Decker, who was murdered. The game features 100% FMV, which means that it's entirely comprised of video recordings of actors sitting on a couch in a therapist room. And you have free typing, which means that you can ask any question you want in order to try to trigger a response from them. There is, of course, a finite number of recorded responses, so it's kind of like the game is kind of a puzzle of how to get people to say what you want them to say, how to trigger that next response that will reveal clues both about themselves and about Decker's murder. There's another element to this that I'm going to keep as a surprise, but people who like murder mysteries and the strange and unusual will really enjoy this. So I was thinking, instead of doing it as my usual Let's Play videos, that I would do this as a live stream, and people would join me, and in the chat, they would be able to suggest questions that I would then ask the patients, and we would unravel this mystery together. I'm not sure when I would do this. It depends on how interested people are, and how far into this they want to get. I don't know how long the game is. I would set aside a pretty fair chunk of time in which to do this, maybe about 3 hours, and people can come in and leave as they want and get as involved as they want. But I think it would be really fun to do it together. So people who want to join me for that, stay tuned, and I will post about when I plan to do this. I mean, I'll play it no matter what, even if it's just me, but I'll stream it, and people who want to hop on and talk, do that. And if you just want to hop on and watch me play and not involve yourself in the questions, that's fine too. You can just pop in and say hi or whatever. There's really not much else to talk about, at least not in terms of my cancer. I've been feeling fine. No real symptoms aside from the occasional bit of abdominal pain, which comes and goes, but it's not that bad. Neuropathy is still a problem in my feet. I'm dealing with it as best I can. I'm in good health. I'm in good spirits. Things are good. So on that note, I think that's all I have. Yes, I think that's all I have. So yeah, that's all. Tune in again next time. And this is Daniel saying, have a good day and take care.